What if your hotel status was so powerful that it could get you a free suite upgrade and a free breakfast on almost every single stay? I've put two of the leading loyalty programs, Hyatt Globalist and Marriott Platinum, to the test to find out which one truly delivers on its promises. And the answer just might surprise you. I've spent hundreds of nights in hotels over the last few years, chasing the perks of Hyatt Globalist and Marriott Platinum. I've had incredible upgrades and amazing free breakfasts, and I've also been denied a single bottle of water. I've learned the hard way that one of these programs is a clear winner, and in this video, I'm going to show you which one. But before we get into that main event, let's ask a more fundamental question. Is any hotel status even worth the chase? The answer I've found comes down to just two things: frequency and hierarchy. First, how often do you stay with one brand? If you're staying 3 nights a year at a Fairfield Inn & Suites, your Marriott status doesn't matter. But if you're staying 20 nights a year at a W, an Edition, or a St. Regis, your status will matter a lot more. The same is true for Hyatt. The higher end hotels, like a Park Hyatt, will give you far more value for your status than a Hyatt place. So if you're not staying in hotels frequently, or if you're only spending a few nights at different brands, 4 nights at an IHG, 3 with Hilton, 3 with Marriott, then hotel status probably isn't for you. You might want to check out a card like the American Express Platinum and use its Fine Hotels and Resort program instead. Now, for the main event, we're going to put these two programs head to head in a report card. The first category, ease of access. To get Marriott Platinum, you need 50 Elite Night credits. For Hyatt Globalist, it's 60 qualifying nights. On the surface, the numbers are close, but Marriott has some serious shortcuts. You can instantly get Platinum status with the Marriott Bonvoy Brilliant card from American Express. Yes, it has a steep annual fee of $650, but it essentially lets you buy your way to top tier status. You can also stack credit cards to get a massive head start. The Bonvoy Boundless from Chase gives you 15 Elite Night credits. Pair that with a Bonvoy Business card and you're starting the year with 30 nights, halfway to Platinum status, more than halfway to Platinum status, for a combined annual fee of just $220. Hyatt's path is much tougher. The world of Hyatt only has 2 cards, one personal and one business. The personal card gives you 5 qualifying nights a year. That's it. You can earn additional nights through spending, but it's a grind. Marriott lets you buy or stack your way there. Hyatt makes you earn it. For ease of access, Marriott earns a solid B. They have the most shortcuts, but the buy-in price can be steep. Hyatt gets a D. There's just no easy way to get to 60 nights. So if it's easy to get, what's the downside? Well, that brings us to our next category, dilution. Dilution is when the value of your status is watered down because so many people have it. If it's easy to get status, more people will have it, and the perks actually become harder to get. Think about it. A hotel has a limited number of suites and a limited number of late checkouts. If you're the 20th Platinum member to check in, you're probably not getting that suite upgrade. But if there are only a handful of globalists checking in, your odds are much better. This is where the Hyatt and Marriott approaches diverge. Because it's so easy to get Platinum status with Marriott, the status is widely diluted, especially in the US. Globalist status, on the other hand, is much harder to acquire. Fewer globalists mean less competition for those valuable perks. For dilution, Marriott earns a C. That easy button for status comes at the cost of less consistent benefits. Hyatt gets an A. The difficulty of earning status is precisely what makes it so valuable. Next up on our report card, consistency. As a frequent traveler, it's reassuring to walk into a hotel and know exactly what you're getting from your status. It's incredibly frustrating to be told your benefits don't apply, especially after you've worked so hard to earn them. Marriott Bonvoy has brand restrictions written directly into their terms and conditions. Right off the bat, your Platinum benefits are inconsistent depending on where you stay. For example, Platinum status is supposed to get you breakfast, lounge access, and suite upgrades, but those perks simply don't exist at Ritz-Carlton properties. Edition brand hotels don't even offer a breakfast benefit. Then you have to consider Marriott's sheer size. They're the largest hotel group in the world with over 9,300 properties. but around 99% of these are franchises, owned and operated by independent groups. With a portfolio that massive and decentralized, it's a huge challenge to ensure a consistent experience at every single hotel. All of this adds up to a lot of inconsistency in the Marriott Platinum experience. And this is where Hyatt's smaller size becomes a huge advantage. While I wish there were more than 1,300 Hyatts, it means they have far more control over brand compliance. Generally, a globalist can walk into almost any Hyatt and know exactly what to expect. However, even Hyatt isn't perfect. Their terms and conditions have an unavailable benefits section, which is a blanket disclaimer saying that sometimes you just won't get your benefits and you can't sue them for it. While this is less specific than Marriott's brand-by-brand restrictions, it's still a noticeable caveat. So, what's the verdict for consistency? Hyatt's smaller size and more direct oversight lead to a much more consistent globalist experience. The benefits are clear and apply broadly across the portfolio. For this, Hyatt earns an A. Marriott's vast franchise network and brand-specific restrictions create a far more inconsistent Platinum experience. You never quite know what you're going to get. Marriott earns a C. On paper, a free breakfast sounds like a simple benefit. But as I've found, the difference between these two programs could save a family hundreds of dollars a year. Let's talk more about breakfast. Now, as a Hyatt Globalist, you'll get free breakfast for 2 adults and 2 children. A Marriott Platinum member gets free breakfast for 2 people. But the gap between them is actually much, much larger than it appears. First, remember the inconsistency we just talked about? Marriott's breakfast benefit isn't even available at certain luxury brands like Ritz-Carlton or Edition. And at properties where it is available, you have to remember to select it as your welcome gift at check-in. Otherwise, you'll be defaulted to a few hundred points. Even when you do get the breakfast, the benefit is usually handled directly by your server. This works fine, but it's a very strict benefit. It's for 2 people, and that's it. There's no wiggle room. And this is where Hyatt's breakfast benefit stands out. The benefit is consistently applied and is far more generous. You get breakfast for up to 2 adults and 2 children, which is a massive win for families. But the real magic happens at checkout. The benefit is applied by the front desk, not the server. The front desk only sees a charge for breakfast, not the detailed breakdown of what was ordered. In my experience, this has meant that the credit often covers more than just the 4-person limit. I've had it cover 3 adults, or even 2 adults and 3 kids. As an additional bonus, it almost always covers the tip too. All you have to do is remember to charge the meal to your room. When it comes to breakfast benefits, Hyatt is the clear winner. The generous family policy and the hassle-free application make it a truly valuable perk. For this, Hyatt earns an A. Marriott's brand restrictions and stricter, more limited benefit earn it a C. You've heard about the grades for ease of access, dilution, consistency, and breakfast, but now we're talking about the one thing that can change an entire trip. Let's get into room upgrades. Both Platinum Elite members and Globalists can receive a complimentary room upgrade, and sometimes that even includes a suite. But, as with all the best things in life, this is always subject to availability, which means our earlier discussion on dilution and consistency come into play. Marriott's policy on upgrades is the ultimate high-risk, high-reward gamble. On paper, they have no standard suite limitation. The terms say they'll upgrade you to the best available room, including select suites. This is how my wife and I have been upgraded rooms at Marriott's that were larger than our first apartment, including presidential suites that cost thousands of dollars a night. It's the kind of upgrade that makes your entire trip. But this is where dilution hits hard. Because there are so many Platinum members, the odds of scoring one of these home run upgrades is incredibly low. You might have the best status, but once again, if you're that 20th Platinum member checking in that day, the best room you'll get is probably a corner room on a high floor. On the flip side, Hyatt's upgrade policy is more consistent, but less glamorous. Their terms explicitly limit complimentary upgrades to standard suites. You won't get a presidential suite just by showing up with Globalist status. However, because the status is so much harder to earn, there's less dilution. When a standard suite is available at a Hyatt, your chances of getting are far, far higher than with Marriott. It may not be the most luxurious room in the hotel, but you can feel confident you'll consistently get a great upgrade. So, who wins this category? Well, it's the first real toss-up on our list, and it comes down to what you value most. If you're a high roller who wants the chance to get a once-in-a-lifetime upgrade, Marriott is for you. They get a B for having that potential, but the reality of dilution often drags down the experience. If you prefer a reliable, consistent upgrade on almost every stay, even if it's not the top-tier suite, Hyatt is the clear choice. They also get a B for their limitations on standard suites. There are two more key benefits where both programs perform equally well, making these two a dead heat. We'll call this category additional benefits, and it includes late checkout and lounge access. Both Hyatt Globalist and Marriott Platinum Elite members can request a late checkout all the way up until 4 p.m. Now this can be a huge game-changing benefit that gives you an extra half a day to enjoy your stay. Just like with suite upgrades, this perk is always subject to availability and it's not automatic. You have to request it from the front desk, but when it's granted, it's a major win. Of course, next up would then be lounge access. While not every hotel has a lounge, they are a fantastic perk when they're available. These lounges usually provide a complimentary breakfast in the morning, snacks and drinks throughout the day, and sometimes even complimentary wine and beer in the evening. As a Platinum Elite member or Globalist, you get access to them. There is one important caveat here, and it's another reminder of Marriott's inconsistency. Platinum status does not give you complimentary lounge access at Ritz-Carlton properties. They are the exception to the rule, and that's a small but significant hit against them. When it comes to these additional benefits, both programs are incredibly strong. Hyatt's consistency means you can usually count on these benefits, and Marriott's extensive network means you'll find them more often. Both programs earn an A for late checkout and an A for lounge access, making this category a tie. After these last three close calls, you might think these programs are equally good. But there's one category where the competition is a total landslide, and it's a difference that could pay for your next trip. That category is parking. As a Hyatt Globalist, you get a benefit that is almost unheard of in the hotel world. Free parking on all your award stays. That's right, if you're using points or a free night award, you pay absolutely nothing for parking. This includes both self-parking and valet. I'm not talking about small change here either. So far this year, I have personally saved over $700 in parking fees thanks to this one benefit. Unfortunately, Marriott offers absolutely nothing similar. You'll pay the full expensive parking fee on every single stay, whether you're using points or cash. If you want to escape parking fees as a Platinum Elite member at Marriott, may I suggest you take an Uber instead. When it comes to parking, Hyatt is in a league of its own. It's a fantastic, tangible benefit that makes a real difference to the cost of your trips. However, because it is limited to award stays, we can't give it a perfect score. Hyatt earns a B. Marriott, on the other hand, gives you nothing. For this, Marriott earns a definitive F. And that actually wraps up our in-depth report card. It's time to tally the final grades and see who is the top of the class. Marriott's Platinum Elite status earned a final grade of 2.5, managing to squeak out a solid B-. But with a final GPA of 3.38, Hyatt Global status has nearly earned an A, making it a clear winner. Like I said at the top, there is a clear winner, but the story isn't that simple. While Hyatt Globalist earned the higher grade, here's my biggest takeaway for you. The most powerful status is the one you actually use. Globalist may have the better benefits and perks, but it's much harder to obtain. You have to be a true road warrior. Marriott Platinum status, though, is damn good, and it's a lot easier to acquire through credit cards and promotions. If you're already a Marriott loyalist and you enjoy their properties, sticking with the Bonvoy program is probably the right choice for you. But if you've been a hotel free agent, Hyatt Globalist is a compelling reason to pick a side. And there is always a third option, the power couple approach. My wife has Platinum status, and I have Globalist status. If your travel habits would benefit from holding both, that's something worth considering. Now, I have a feeling some of you have a thing or two to add to this conversation. Did I get it completely wrong? Did I leave something out? Or do you completely agree? Whatever you're thinking, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want even more information about these programs, these two videos right here are going to dive deeper into the world of Hyatt and Marriott Bonvoy programs. So pick your team and go there next. As always, I appreciate you spending some of your time with me. Don't forget, gently press the like and subscribe buttons. And until next time, safe travels.